we got some of the decent ones that correspond with us, which is why I told the person today, I said, no, I'm done talking. I've tried to talk for 4 years, and nobody wanted to talk. The only way you can stop this now is to kill the beast, to slay the beast, to pass the Braun property tax reform plan. Because Braun appears to be the one guy who actually gives a damn. Say everyone about Braun's past, state rep, whatever. Mm-hmm. He appears to certainly have followed through on this about caring about your house. And was told yesterday by a pretty reliable source, not Braun himself, but a pretty person I trust in the State House, that the conversations are going pretty well. Yeah. And I think that you see this now with these local government groups sending out the round up the posse and storm the Bastille memo, mm-hmm. right? So here is what we need you to do as our audience. And we have told you throughout this process that we're going to give you things that we need you to do if you want to get property tax reform passed. And if you don't do these things, mm-hmm. then you can't be mad when they don't pass. We're not asking you to carry 100-pound blocks of ice up snowy mountain caps. Yeah. We're not asking you to run into burning buildings. We're not asking you to complete heroic feats of strength. We're going to ask you to do some basic clerical type of things from time to time, and this is going to be one of them. We can't tell you why yet. You're going to have to trust us on this. and it will pay off in the end if enough of you engage in this. Now, what I will tell you is Monday, I think we're going to put together a compilation of this because I anticipate we'll get quite a few people that will want to do this with us, mm-hmm. and we'll actually play some of these on the air. We will bleep out your personal information, and we will make sure you remain anonymous, your phone number, etc. But what we need you to do today, and mm-hmm. Casey has cleared out the voicemail box. Yep. So we are open and ready to go. I imagine we'll get a whole bunch of phone calls. We need you today to call our voicemail hotline at 317-684-8444. 317-684-8444. It's an automated system. You'll hear a voicemail. You leave the voicemail. And what we need from you on this voicemail are the following things. And you may have to look it up real quick. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. We are the John Connor from Terminator of this property tax. We are the resistance, baby. Mm-hmm. We are willing to fight the entire state of Indiana for you, but we need you to help us. So on this voicemail, we need you to leave us your name, yep, where you're from, mm-hmm. and what your property tax bill was in 2021 and what it is now. That's what we need from you. That's it. Oh, and we also need to know how to get in touch with you. So a phone number. So we need your name, yep, where you're from, mm-hmm. your phone number, which we will bleep if we play some of these on the air. We're doing this for much more than just on-air programming. Right. There is something else these will be used for that is way bigger than this. But we're obviously using this little, either nobody listens or we're the #1 rated radio show. Somewhere in between. Case and I did see the numbers on Wednesday. It appears they're off the charts. Yeah. But I know the State House people say nobody listens. They have way more integrity than the scientific ratings, so mm-hmm. they're probably right. But we're somewhere in the middle. So what we need again is today, and these are the sort of things that it takes very little effort for you to engage with us. 317-684-8444. Your name, where you're from, a way to get in contact with you, preferably a phone number, and what your property tax bill was in 2021. Yep. Versus your most recent property tax bill.
And we'll do the math even. You don't even have to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll
do it for you.
Just the numbers. That's all we need. And this will do, if you guys follow through on this, I'm telling you what is in store with this information. An immense level of good, far exceeding the good we will be able to do by showcasing how much you've actually gotten screwed over the past several years.
We wouldn't be asking for it if we didn't need it.
No.
And it's Hoosiers across the state need this information from you. So we need everybody to get involved. We need you to call. The number is 317-684-8444. Your name, your city, property tax bill 21 to current, and how we can get a hold of you. Of course, we're not going to air your personal, how we can get a hold of you information, but we need you to call. Help us help you.
And in full disclosure, this will be shared with someone very important who may be getting in touch with you, but they're not going to be selling your information to some ad list or whatever. We're doing the work. Look, we made the deal with you in the summer of last year because, look, we all took the plunge together when we supported Braun, and we had a lot of reservations about Braun given his voting record in both the General Assembly and the Senate. But when Braun came in here and made the pledge, and said, I will do this property tax reform, we said, hey, we're in it together. And if you, the audience, will take the leap with us and give him that mandate, which you did in the general election with 54% of the vote, we said we will move heaven and earth to help Braun get this thing passed. And we are doing our part with this. So we're going to give that number out. This is pretty easy.
I mean, we're not asking you to take a day off to go to a rally. You don't have to show up anywhere. Just pick up the phone.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's it. That's all we need you to do. So we'll give that out throughout the course of the show today, and it's on. It's on. You.
This is the moment.
You have momentum behind the scenes in terms of moving this property tax bill, but these lawmakers. It is going to be whatever they believe the path of least resistance is. If they believe that the path of least resistance is continue to make these greedy little local government piggies happy, they will come up with some excuse about, the police, the firemen, the teachers, we'll be in one-room schoolhouses. But if they believe the path of least resistance is you, and that you will actually vote them out of office if they don't do it, they will side with you. These people have no scruples. They have no morals. All they care about is getting reelected.
They just really want to bury this, and they want us to go away quietly.
Yeah,
and we cannot do it. This is the moment right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll give that out throughout the course of the day. Let's go, people. Let's go.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hear the news.
President Trump basically said, get on the ship or get off, folks. You better move here and make it, because if you don't make it in America, we're going to tax the hell out of you.
Another update is just minutes away.
Release remaining files about the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Dr. Martin Luther King.
On the level, on the go.
President Trump revoked the security protection from his former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and his top aide.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
As an IT professional who handles e-waste, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, receive 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2V3, RIOS, and NAID certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Businesses receive free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month or get two bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
It always falls apart when you make them speak, Casey.
What happened now?
Well, I told you how mad the township people are at me. By the way, it's Senate Bill 1 day on this program because, Casey, it may be because I've been in a house of illness the past several days and I haven't been sleeping a lot, but I've reached the ends of my rope, as I told some high-ranking official last night with this, because I guess the township people went ballistic yesterday. And I told this person, I said, I have dealt with these people, the townships, the schools, the cities, the towns, the counties. I have dealt with these people raiding the piggy banks of homeowners for 5 years. I stands it till it stands no more. I'm done talking. I'm at the end of my rope. Our bill, the bill of the people, is in Senate Bill 1, and the only thing I'm going to be satisfied with, I'm no longer interested in negotiating. I'm no longer interested in talking. The only thing I'm going to be satisfied with is passing that bill as it is written to finally make the taxpayers of this state whole. And so the township people, when we had the audacity, by the way, see, it was their guy gave me the information that they have access to, that they're sitting on this 774. It was I think a few 100,000 over that, but
give or take.
I want to be on the low side of things. Sure. About how much they were sitting on. And so trustees go nuts. And one of these people who's from, I guess, one of these township associations sends me it's always the, you have bad information. And so I just responded and said, let me know if you'd like to sit down and talk. I said, no. I said, you go to the website. She knows which one I'm talking about. Where one of your people got the information, gave it to me, you tell me where it's wrong. Well, then we start with the backpedaling, right? Then we start let's see here. So keep in mind, I was wrong, and it starts with, I believe you have stated several times that townships are sitting on substantial extra money, $700 million plus. I suppose that you are looking at the December 31st balances. Oh, so you're admitting, and then the explanation, well, you're not understanding where all this is actually going. And, oh, you poor peasant, you don't get that. A lot of this is delegated to other stuff. Like it's always the fire this and the fire that. And so I responded and said, so you're admitting I was right. You are sitting on $774 million. And why don't you tell me then, since I'm so wrong, every penny that's been allocated and what it's allocated for, and then we'll know. Yeah. Because you ladies damn sure don't know where it's been allocated for. Most of it is sitting in a bank account somewhere collecting dust.
Yeah. Don't you love it how it's all the hysterical doomsday stuff? Oh, boy, we're going to lose everything.
And what's amazing to me is how either genuinely stupid or willfully ignorant some of these lawmakers are. So in Hendricks County, we've talked about this guy before during the primary. Remember, I was like, I can't vote for either of these two people because the one lady had voted for the huge school referendum in Avon, and then the other guy was big tax Brett Clark, who supported massive income tax increase when he was the subpar sheriff in Hendricks County. And one of our listeners said, I called big tax Brett Clark and said, hey, what are you doing with this property tax thing? How are you going to help me afford to stay in my home? And she said, oh, big tax Brett, just like when he was a subpar sheriff and supported the income tax increase, started in on this thing of, well, if we cut the property tax here, we might have to raise the property, this so tax over here. No, the answer is not that you have to offset. The answer is not that it has to be even. The answer is these local units of government have so much more money than they ever deserve, so much more money than was ever the intent of the tax
More than what
caps.
they're needing, clearly.
Exactly. You're spending $55 million on a swimming pool in Carmel. They're about to build a 10,000-person open seat arena in Westfield. $36 million for the basketball arena for the Pacers G League team. And of course, they always start in, and no doubt, as uninformed and uninterested as Big Tax Brett always was, that we might have police officers who would, be firemen who might not, they're telling this to constituents. According to our listeners, this is what they're telling them. So you have to tell them now. You have to peacefully, and you can certainly use this radio station, but this is what you're dealing with. They're looking for any reason to go, well, we tried, and anyway. So anyway, the point of this is it always falls apart when you make them talk. And in 2 emails, I got this lady to essentially admit, well, doesn't mean your number's wrong, but you peasant. You're just, now she didn't call me a peasant, but I think
that was the attitude you got? You were reading through the lines?
And I said, ma'am, I was in local government for 4 years. I understand how encumbering money and transferring funds and, I cut property taxes 18.5% in 4 years. But why don't you tell me how it works? Why don't you tell me everything
how I'm wrong.
Yeah, right. But these people, they hate you. They are so nervous right now. They are so nervous. And I know we took out the first 2 segments on this. We'll get to executive orders when we come back. But I just wanted to tell you, you're seeing this in correspondence. You're wrong. And then as soon as you make them spell it out and say, cite your source, well,
they tell on themselves.
You just don't understand, little boy, how this works.
Okay, so the phone number for the voicemail is 317-684-8444. And what we're looking for today is we need you to call with your name, the city you live in, your property tax bill from 21 and what it is currently, and how we can get a hold of you.
Yeah, phone number preferably, and we'll play your information
minus the phone number.
Monday, we're not going to give you your phone number out, but this is about something much more than that. But we want to send a message to these lawmakers on these airwaves. But there's something else big we're working on that's going to be great if we can get this information from you.
Yeah, your information may be used for additional work.
And it will help you. Yeah. Well, we will do our best to help you in the long run.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC. Good morning.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
With a B&W Premier Club membership, you'll stay ahead of breakdowns and costly repairs. Our members get routine maintenance, priority scheduling, and exclusive discounts, saving you money and keeping your family comfortable all season long. Visit bplusw.com or call 317-214-0108 for more information.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's out and about. Radar is clear. 10 degrees and sunny downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 9:30. President Trump will be visiting North Carolina and California today. Trump told reporters that first he'll be stopping by North Carolina, where Tropical Storm Helene caused billions of dollars worth of damage last September. He'll then head to California to look at the damage from the recent Los Angeles area wildfires. Boots are on the ground at the southern border. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
3 large military planes landed at Biggs Airfield Thursday afternoon. Officials at Fort Bliss in El Paso confirmed they were there as part of President Trump's deployment of active duty troops to the border. 1,500 were sent, 1,000 to Texas. 500 were in California on standby for the fires, now set to work the border. Officials say for now they will be used in support of Border Patrol with transportation and intelligence, but also to help construct physical barrier like putting up concertina wire in certain spots along the border. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Parts of the northern U.S. could get a view of the northern lights tonight and into early Saturday morning. A coronal mass ejection from the sun earlier this week is pushing the aurora borealis further south than usual. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. We're mixed again to start the day. The Dow is off 108 at the opening bell to 44,641. The NASDAQ is up 5 points to 22,043. And the S&P 500 is down 4 to 6,148. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity. Maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you ready for your custom dream bath by B? Our acrylic tub and shower remodels are a low-maintenance custom solution for your home. Grouted tile can lead to water penetration, but our etched tile options offer both beauty and longevity without the maintenance. And to celebrate being an employee-owned company, B is offering 1 bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And one day, you will love your gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
B is offering 1 bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
Donald Trump signed an executive order to declassify remaining documents related to the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., as well as the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and also Robert F. Kennedy. The Director of National Intelligence and the Attorney General have 45 days to create a plan to release files on RFK and MLK. The JFK files must be released within 15 days.
Okay, so what are you expecting from this? By the way, it's Kendall and Casey Show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. To the dismay of many, the #1 rated Kendall and Casey Show. Thanks to you, our fabulous audience. I have no expectation on this. I don't think there's anything you're going to learn out of this, but are you expecting that we're going to find Oswald was working with Lyndon Johnson? I mean, like, what is your expectation?
Isn't that interesting that that's one of the first rumors that popped around? I don't know. The thing about conspiracies is somehow they magically come true. It's interesting because the grandson of JFK, he's been critical of Trump, saying that this is just a political move and he's using JFK's death for political gain. And they did release millions of pages back in 23, and the National Archives released a bunch. They said there's only a few thousand that are still under wraps. However, the ones that they did release, a lot of them were redacted, but they will be releasing these CIA cables regarding Oswald's visits to different embassies.
You ever done a public records request?
No, a FOIA?
If you've ever done one, I had to do one here recently because some local government official was running his mouth about something and they wouldn't hand it over. So I had to get it through a public records request, which it wasted a ton of taxpayer time and resources if this person had just handed the thing over, which obviously I know how to get. And you have to, the problem with this is based on, now this is not a public records request, it's Trump releasing the documents, but you're again going to be having to sift through just who knows how many pages still remain. And the problem is there's not going to be a smoking gun that reveals Oswald acted with Johnson or Oswald was a whatever. There's going to be in these documents whatever people want to see in them, whatever your inclination is. You will be able to find probably something in these corresponding pages to tell you what you want to see to make the case that you want to see when you're dealing with.
So you're saying all it's going to do is get confirmation bias.
I mean, first of all, it's ridiculous that after, what has it been? Kennedy was killed in 63, so it's been 61 and a half years. Why is this stuff still private? Nobody is hardly living that was involved with. I bet there's not many people left who are even living who were involved that day in terms of like involved in the assassination or immediate, think about it. If you were 40 years old, you'd be 101 now. Or you were 30 years old, you'd be 91. Like, what are we doing?
What are they holding on
Clint
to
Eastwood is the only one. Oh, the voicemail's now full, by the way, Casey. So
okay.
Give us a little bit. But you can, okay. Our show. Casey, we were like, maybe we'll get 3 phone calls. Okay, so if you were trying to call the voicemail line with your property tax info.
I'll go back there in a second.
By the way, are you hearing us down at the State House? We shut our own voicemail down in 20 minutes.
Our voicemail is full.
Of people who are pissed off at you people about how you've raided their homes as your personal piggy bank. Lawmakers, are you listening to us? We will play them Monday for you. We will read them for you. You're going to have to give us a chance. In the meantime, voicemail. So what we are asking for, we got something very big in the works that we can't tell you what it is now. I can just tell you.
What was that? There's in 30 minutes.
Less than that, Casey. That
we started
the show at, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So what we've been asking for, we're working on something very big in coordination with a very, very important person.
Yeah.
And what we need from you is we need your name, your location, your phone number, contact number, and what your property taxes were in 2021 compared to what they are today.
Correct.
The voicemail right now is shut down. Casey will clear it at the top of the hour or do her best.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you can email me, rob@wibc.com.
Yep.
I'll continue to record these. We want to get the audio because we want to just keep playing these, but right now, if you'd like to email me, rob@wibc.com. All right, so let's go back to this for a second. rob@wibc.com with that information, your name, your location, your phone number, and what your property tax bills were in 21 and 24. See, I've just created a whole weekend of work for myself.
And me. I'm like running back and forth into the production studio doing commercial breaks.
So somebody very,
I need a runner, Carl.
Somebody very important asked me last night. They're like, what do you want out of this? Because I'm the one person. They said
we want this bill to pass.
This is it. I said, like Braun got to be governor, Micah got to be lieutenant governor.
Right.
A bunch of people got cushy jobs. I'm the one person who asked for nothing, and I said, that's why we're dangerous. The only thing I want, there's nothing anybody can hold over me.
We're not beholden to them.
No, I want this bill. That's it. There's no negotiation. I've tried to negotiate with you people for 5 years now, and nobody wanted to negotiate. There is no negotiation. The time's over. Seek, kill, destroy. That's the goal of this show.
Our little baby paychecks are not determined by what goes on over the State House.
All right, so let's go back to this. You're not going to learn anything out of this. Kev, what do you want? What do you want out of this? You're a conspiracy theorist. You're an international traveler. You're a uber
man of mystery,
libertarian leaner. You probably think something nefarious happened outside of Oswald acting alone that day in Dallas, Texas. What are you hoping to learn out of the Kennedy assassination documents?
I feel like the suspicions are probably true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there is much to learn.
But you don't think there's going to be some. You're not going to be royally disappointed if there's no, the man on the grassy knoll was, and here's his name and social security number and pertinent information, right?
Yeah, my expectations are too high.
That's the game. Reasonable expectations. Thank you.
The director of the National Intelligence and the Attorney General, they've got 45 days to create this plan. And Trump said that the releasing of these files was to promote transparency and accountability in the government, which would be reversing overclassification of documents. Now, this is something you were asking Kevin what he wants to hear. One of the things that they could be releasing is the FBI wiretap recordings of King.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, which is currently sealed. It was until 27 due to this federal judge's order until Trump signed these orders. I think that would be fascinating to hear because you and I, obviously in the business of audio, and rather than getting written word, to hear what they said and what they sounded like, I think that would be fascinating. May not learn anything from it, but it would be intriguing to hear.
Mark, see, this is an example of what's going on. So Mark from Franklin said his property taxes have gone up $900.
This is the information we need.
$940 in 4 years. I mean, how is your? Do you think your government's got $940? Are you getting $940 better annually? I mean, let's see, Tom from Columbus. There's another example. Like, just these people are writing in. I mean, it's great. We love this. This is the stuff we need. Excellent. All right. What are we doing next?
That's a great question, Rob. What are we doing next?
See, this is the problem. Casey puts all this effort in, and then I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Here's what we're doing.
And then we just go off the rails.
I called Casey last night about 10:30. I'm like, I need to.
You texted me. It was after 10. I called. Can I call you really quick? And I'm laying in bed. I was like, yeah, you can call me.
Sorry,
but I think you were too because you were whispering as well.
Well,
it was a little weird. It was a little weird. Not gonna lie.
I finally got my kid to sleep, and I was like, I've got to run the risk of waking her up. But this is too important.
Okay, I wanna play some of the best audio from the day yesterday, and there's a big rumor going around. We could talk about that, and also Indiana's third place ranking of the best state to drive in. We're going to dispute that coming up. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show. Donald Trump ready to visit hurricane-damaged North Carolina, fire-ravaged California. Will we get a chopper presser? It's Beer Sample Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll talk to you at 3:06.
Why not start 2025 with a great new deal from Tom Roush Lincoln? Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $12,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So start the new year with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 61,695. Offers good through January 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Woo. Up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo.
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Life is busy enough without plumbing problems. That's why you need an expert to fix it right the first time. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it. And we'll always give you honest advice at a fair price. That's the LD Smith Plumbing Promise. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
These people are just blowing up the email now. This is great. Oh my gosh. This is Casey. I've been here 8 years and I have tried. We've been through this. By the way, it's Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob. It's Casey. We've been through this. How when I started here 8 years ago, people were ready to run me off the radio because I was telling them how much Republicans actually hate you and how they abuse your finances. And WIBC
because they thought it was team sport.
Right? Yeah. There was just like
white hats, black hats.
Who is this guy to come on and tell us?
How dare you say that about my party?
And today we have come full circle as we have our voicemail full. We are being bombarded with emails. We got a message from a coworker like, you guys, like I'm getting lit up with text messages.
Oh, no, they're reaching out to other people.
Yeah, no, what are you guys we're ruining our coworkers' day over people who are just fed up with this property tax crap. They're fed up with it, and they're saying, here's my information, here's how I'm getting screwed, use it. They don't even know what we're using it for. And they're like, we don't even care anymore. Give it to whoever you want.
Right. And this isn't a testament to our ratings, the Kendall and Casey show. Shows you how upset people are that the government has just been doing this year after year after year. And now there is a solution sitting there, and we're getting pushback from some people in the State House. And we're going to make sure if they're going to push, guess what? We're going to push harder.
Here's an example. I'm just reading you some of these. And like I said, Monday, we'll get the voicemail. The voicemail is currently full. We did that in about 20 minutes. We'll clean it out because we want the voicemails because we're going to kind of play these on a loop Monday. But in the meantime, Rob at WIBC.com until we can get the voicemail cleaned out at the top of the hour. Like, here's an example of this. John from the west side of Indianapolis. In 2021, I paid $500 every 6 months. So that's what is that? It's $1,000 a year. 2024, $1,450 every 6 months. His property taxes have gone up. What is that? That's $950 every 6 months. That's $1,900 a year. Do you think in the city of Indianapolis is John getting $1,950 of better government?
It's interesting you say that city of Indianapolis because I was thinking about that last night and I thought, normally people say, well, you pay these high property taxes, but you have one of the best school systems in the state. I live in Indianapolis. Would you say it's one of the best school systems in the state? It's so bad that they're talking about dissolving it.
Oh, here's Tim. Tim over there. I know Tim. He lives in Warehouseburg by me. Property taxes in 2021, $2,003. Property taxes in 2024, $3,201. Tim, I can assure you, your local government there is not $1,200 annually better. This is not inflation. Inflation is not this much different. See, this is the argument where they go, well, we've had to keep up with inflation. I can assure you, while inflation has been bad, it is not $2,003 to $3,201 bad.
You always talk about what is the responsibility of government. So let's review that. Local government, what are they responsible for?
So you got roads.
Oh, wait a minute. Washington Street has been shut down for a year now.
Yeah, so like if you're talking about a mayor generally has four
My property tax pay for that.
There's Dion. Dion, we're trying to cut your property tax. Our boss is here. Enjoy that tax cut, buddy.
We're making things happen.
Please cut it.
Yeah.
Please cut it.
Uh-huh.
Dion, our big boss, you better shape up, Casey.
I know.
Did I vote for you guys?
You vote for us in our paycheck.
That's right. Yeah, we're doing a great show today, and the big
Just
boss.
sign that.
Do you notice how everybody just sits up straight when Dion walks in the room?
Yeah.
Like when David, our
Shoulders
immediate
back.
boss, everybody's like,
It's like all of a sudden.
David's like, when David walks in, it's like, oh, gee, David's here. When Dion, it's like, whoa, whoa. But the point of all this is, you're seeing these individual numbers that are dwarfing inflation. The excuse, so you talked about what are the four things that mayors, so you say mayors. Four things a mayor is primarily responsible for. So you got roads. We talked about, obviously, here in Indianapolis, the abysmal condition of the roads. Snow.
Oh.
Snow removal.
Oh.
How'd that go?
Okay. Still not clear.
You've got public safety. How you feeling safe? You feeling
Gunshot
safe?
or fireworks,
That's
favorite
right.
game.
And then you got trash removal in a city with a mayor. Generally, a city's responsible for your trash. I don't know. I don't live here, so
But
I don't know.
I pay for that as well to get removed. Public services. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So
what am I paying my property taxes for?
So that's like at least on three of the four things. Now, yeah, you're right. You're in a high-rise private subdivision, so you may have private trash service. Boy, you're getting really screwed. But at least on three of the four things that you're seeing, this guy who we just laid out is seeing his property taxes go up $1,900 in 4 years. He's not only not getting the same level of service, he's getting worse service. Would you do business with any private business? Would you continue to give them money if on three of the four pillars by which they're supposed to be providing you something for your money, they're epic failures?
Property taxes, they're like Netflix. They think they're Netflix.
And here's the thing, and I saw this in this email with this lady from the townships.
Yeah.
We have the momentum for the first time because of Braun. This is all, I mean, it's on you. It's you, the people, who put Braun in there. But Braun is our voice. And when we tell you, we can't tell you yet, but we will tell you what we're using this for. This is going to be so big. And this is why these local government people are scurrying like rodents right now. Because this show's always been powerful, but they knew as long as Lockdown McGee was in the governor's office, he wasn't going to do anything because he didn't care about you at all. We finally have somebody who actually cares about the people of this state in an executive position, who is willing to, since summer last year, harness the power of this radio show to drive a meaningful piece of legislation that will benefit everyone. And that's why they are nervous. They don't own us. They can't buy us. They can't manipulate us. They can't intimidate us. They've been trying to get me fired for 8 years. It ain't worked, right?
They tried calling Dion.
Dion, one time he goes, I get more complaints about you than any other person. I said, you mean at WIBC? No,
the entire company.
Whatever, they own 100 radio stations or whatever it is. But the point is, you are winning. You may not see it right now, but this momentum, we are laying the foundation for the next couple of months in which the governor is going to use the bully pulpit to try to drive this agenda. And your work now, and when we tell you what this is, we'll tell you next week exactly what this is going to be used for.
The reason we're asking you to call in is these are the data points that can be used to prove his point.
Yeah.
He can't just say, it's bad, we got to do something. Oh,
Right.
okay, prove it.
Right.
You are the proof, and that's why we need you to call and email.
Paul
we'll
from-
empty out that voicemail here
Paul
in
from
just
the
a minute.
east side of Indy, 2,400 in 2021, 3,600 now, $1,200 annually. Paul, is your government $1,200 better?
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know. I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance, too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
If you have chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, or shoulders, who can you turn to? How about real people with pain just like yours who discovered QC Kinetics?
Came to QC Kinetics. I had a lot of issues with my shoulders and neck. I am excited at the progress, being able to throw footballs with the grandkids.
My name is Jake. Was skeptical at first, but now after my procedures, I'm almost 100%.
Tens of thousands of patients are pain-free again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime, thanks to a groundbreaking regenerative therapy that uses your body's own healing agents to revitalize damaged tissue. For a free consultation, call 463-292-1742.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I have absolutely no pain. The whole process is just fantastic.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
Find out if you're a candidate for regenerative therapy today. For a free consultation, call 463-292-1742. 463-292-1742.
According to industry experts, heating costs are going up again this year, up to 23%. If you're tired of turning up the heat in the morning and the furnace working overtime, it's time to call Window Nation.
50% off all style of windows. Plus, you don't pay anything. No interest for 2 years. Call right now, 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. windownation.com. Be sure to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to BathsRUs.com. 765-545-BATH.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
Coming up in 2 minutes, President Trump's latest executive order is blocked by a federal judge. How Hoosiers are reacting to that. Plus, lawmakers are talking teacher pay at the Indiana State House and how the Indiana Pacers fared in their first game over in Paris on Thursday. I'm Kirk Darling. That and more coming up from the Technology Recyclers Studios after Fox News Radio. You're listening to 93 WYBC, WYBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
President Trump is on his way to North Carolina. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're going to get it fixed up. Should have been done months ago from the hurricane that took place
almost 4 months ago.
The president talking to reporters as he left the White House a short time ago. Fox's Jackie Heinrich is in Asheville.
This community is still picking up the pieces as the president comes to visit. Businesses all over are in ruins. There's still rubble everywhere. More than 1 million cubic yards of debris have already been collected, but officials haven't touched the waterways yet.
From North Carolina, President Trump will head to the Los Angeles area to survey a wildfire disaster he says was made worse by water mismanagement.
But they didn't let the water flow, and they still haven't for whatever reason. So I think we're going to have a very interesting time.
But Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom calls that water talk misinformation, and though he and the president have not discussed today's tour, Newsom says he plans to greet the Trump arrival. One more thing President Trump talked about this morning, the Senate confirmation vote, perhaps tonight, for Pete Hegseth, his defense secretary nominee.
Pete's a very, very good man. I hope he makes it. I hope he makes it.
It would take 4 Republicans to join Democrats who adamantly oppose Hegseth, claiming he's unqualified amid sexual misconduct and alcohol abuse allegations Hegseth denies, but only 2 GOP senators are a no at this point, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski. The Trump White House says federal immigration raids nationwide have rounded up 538 criminal illegal immigrants. Democratic mayors in so-called sanctuary cities still plan to resist. Brandon Johnson in Chicago says,
"We will defend our city." It's just that simple.
Republican Senator Bernie Moreno just reacted, telling Fox,
I think he's looking to get the prize as the stupidest, most ineffective mayor in American history. He's there already. He's just going for extra credit.
We're just getting word out of Russia from leader Vladimir Putin. He's opened the talks on the Ukraine war, but adds it's complicated. This after President Trump's threats on tariffs and sanctions on Russia if Putin doesn't work out a deal to end the war. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
A judge is stepping in. Radar is clear. It's 12 degrees and sunny downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 10:02. President Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship has been temporarily blocked by a federal judge in Seattle. John Herrick reports.
This woman in Indiana said it was both surprising and also not surprising that the president would limit birthright citizenship to children born to at least one parent who's either a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident.
He got all the votes, and the people that voted for him knew that this was going to be the case. I think he's being too hard on humanity.
The judge heard arguments Thursday in a lawsuit filed by Arizona, Illinois, Oregon, and Washington. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Human trafficking and prostitution. Those are the charges against the owners of massage parlors in Kokomo and Lafayette. Both parlors were raided on Wednesday by Lafayette police with the help of several other agencies involved in a year-long investigation. They also recovered more women, or rather 4 women from which they were victims of the operation. Most Republicans want a raise for teachers throughout the state of Indiana, maybe about $40,000 to $45K a year, while some Democrats want that increase to be about $65K. Republican Linda Rogers of Granger.
I would love to be able to pay teachers the $65,000, but as much as education is certainly a priority, we have other priorities as well.
She wants to make sure there's enough funding to go throughout all of state services that need it. Sexual misconduct is the charge against a man in Seymour. Juan Pascual is said to have had sex with a 15-year-old girl whom he ended up getting pregnant. French national player Victor Wembanyama put on a show in front of his compatriots in Paris, France. His 30 points helped San Antonio to a 140-110 win over the Indiana Pacers.
I don't know what Victor said before the game. Whatever he said worked. For us, we're going to have to do an awful lot of things better on Saturday.
Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle. The two play again in Paris on Saturday. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Has the holiday season left you overwhelmed, stressed out, and overweight? Do you feel frustrated when you think about what you need to do to be healthy and feel better? You deserve a simple approach to a stronger, healthier, and more enjoyable life. Exercise Inc. has been helping people in Central Indiana reach their health and fitness goals for 20 years. The approach is simple. Strength train with a certified coach once a week for 20 minutes. Adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your health and lose weight. Then get out there and enjoy life because you'll be stronger and have more energy and you're going to feel better and you'll lose weight and you'll probably even look better too. And you may even be able to get off of some of those prescription medications. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. The studios are private, no mirrors, no music, and no spandex. Just you and a professional coach working to reach your goals for the new year. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up for a free consultation.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WYBC.
Good morning. It is Friday, January 24th. It's 5 minutes after 10 with Kendall and Casey on 93 WYBC. The voicemail, I cleared as many out as I could during the news break, but wow, it's still very full, Rob. Solicited calls of people's property tax bills from 21 to today, and it's amazing the numbers that I was getting. Let me grab my piece of paper here, and I'll just share a couple with you.
Okay, so just a reset because we get people coming in and out all the time. All right, so last night, yesterday, even by my standards, I went on a couple of off the rails segments on what's going on with these local governments and how much money they have and how they're sitting on the money and how they're not using the money, especially as it related to the townships. And I talked about how I had a township trustee use the public portal that township trustees have access to. It's called Gateway, and went through that public portal. And this is a township trustee who is a wonderful person, very fiscally conservative, recognizes that this person's job does not need to exist. They don't do anything. They have to legally exist, right? This person does a great job managing their finances and has been helping me throughout the last couple of years with information that we use from time to time on the show. And this person said, look, I've gone through the database, and I calculate $774 million that townships are sitting on in reserves. Well, everybody knows, for the most part, townships do, not in every single case, but in the overwhelming case, they do nothing or next to nothing. In most cases, administer poor relief. And your trustee may sit on a fire territory board. And that's about it. They don't provide police service. They don't provide road service. They don't plow snow. They do nothing. And so yesterday, because Holdman, who's the author of that Senate Bill 1, and I've never heard this before, Casey. I've been actively paying attention to state and local governments for probably 15 years, and I think people know I'm pretty in tune. I've never seen on a priority bill a lawmaker who wrote the bill come out and go, there's some things I'm concerned about in this bill. Then why'd you put it in the bill if you're concerned about it?
You wrote it.
Yeah. So he goes to this Travis Holdman, who wrote air quote Senate Bill 1. Went to this AARP forum, and he backpedals into this, well, we got to make sure that we don't upset the apple cart here where police and fire are being fired. And this is the human shield argument that the schools use when they want to pass these referendums. It's the same argument they used in Brownsburg when we defeated the school referendum there. Well, if we don't raise taxes by $100 million, and this was what the superintendent said in a room full of people, kids could be at risk of an active shooter if we don't expand the hallways. Casey, that referendum failed. No child has died in the hallways of an active shooter at Brownsburg High School that I'm aware of. They did all the construction they were going to do anyway without any tax increases. And in fact, apparently for 8 years, they plotted another massive construction project essentially in my neighbor's backyard that they just never told anybody about on top of all the other construction that they did. Taxation is not about helping people. It's not about helping the community. Taxation is about control. These schools and the referendums are about control. The township's collecting and sitting on $774 million about control. These cities building these arenas for G League teams or $55 million for a school and a swimming pool like in Carmel, about control, because taxation, they have a stranglehold on your house. And this bill right now, the Braun bill is about breaking the stranglehold that local governments have over you. So last night, a very, very high-ranking person in state government contacted me and said, whatever, are putting together something very special, and we would like you to help us put this thing together that we're working on. And so we kicked around a couple of ideas, and I said, well, what if we solicit from our callers their property tax information? We will then use that for our show, as we've done in the past, and we'll also pass this information on to you, and then you can look through it and contact who you want to contact, et cetera. And so we said, well, yeah, we'll do that. And they said, that's great. So we start the show. We solicited at our voicemail, 317-684-8444. We thought, well, maybe we'll get 10 or 15 calls. Within 20 minutes, the voicemail had been shut down. Casey was trying to pour through them, but there were so many phone calls we couldn't keep track. So we said, start emailing me, rob@wibc.com, because those will all keep going through. We want to get your information. We'll be able to play some of the voicemails on Monday. We'll be able to read the information on Monday, and we'll be able to pass this information along to the
people that need it,
the big muckety mucks,
to make some change.
So rob@wibc.com right now is how we're asking you to contact me. I'm compiling a database. After we get off the air, Casey will do this. And this is, the difference. Think about the difference on this. These local government people are pissed off because their piggy bank's going to be interrupted. Their power source is going to be interrupted. They get paid to do this stuff, and they're pissed off because potentially the gravy train, well, it won't get overturned. It may just get partially interrupted. You and I are doing this for no money other than what we may save on our property taxes. We don't get anything out of it, just like every other Hoosier would.
I'm not even going to save on my property taxes.
Well, yeah.
Because it actually won't affect me.
Yeah, because your home is too new. It's too big and too new.
Well.
But you will, in the sense of the referendum language, the caps on growth. There's something in this for basically everyone. The overwhelming majority of people will save because of the resets. But the point is, look at why we're doing it. We're on the right side because we want people to be able to afford to stay in their homes. It's what we've talked about for months now. It's us versus them. It's not Republican versus Democrat. It's us being the taxpayers, the people of Indiana, against these greedy, piggy, local elected officials and these yes men lawmakers who are going to do whatever they fear the most. And we have to make them, I'm not saying in terms of physical violence or anything like that. I'm saying in terms of their electoral perspectives or prospectives. They have to fear you more than they fear the township trustee. They fear the superintendent of schools. And in the past, we haven't done a great job of making them do that. We are going to do that with this.
Would you like to review a couple of the voicemails
that's great.
that
Yes,
I did
yes.
call?
Absolutely,
okay,
perfect.
So you had mentioned Carmel. Richard from Carmel called, and his went from $2,905 to $4,029.
That's paying for that $55 million swimming pool, Richard.
Jeff from Fishers called, $3,335 up to $4,560.
So what were the numbers again?
$3,335 up to $4,560.
And so, by the way, what we've been asking you now, we want you to email us, rob@wibc.com, is your name, where you're from, your phone number, and what your property tax bill was in 21 versus what your property tax bill was in 2024. So obviously the Mike Braun plan will reset your property tax bill to the 2021 bill. That's what the plan. So we want to give some real world example of how much money these local governments are consuming, and how, look, to me, the laughability of this is they keep pinning, well, inflation raised the price of everything. This is not inflation. What you're telling me right there, what that guy's went up $1,200. Local governments are not being hit with $1,200 worth of inflation for your home to provide
25%.
Yeah, to provide you service.
I do have a couple whoppers here.
Oh, great.
Eric from Franklin, $5,700 up to $7,949. Now listen to this one. This one is Tony, and I didn't write down which city it is. I've got that information. I can go back and get it. Starting out $1,083.
Okay.
Went up to $2,642.
So it went from
$1,083 to $2,642.
So let's work through this for just a second, because I want to explain this to people, because if you're talking a $1,000 property tax,
And I believe he said that was spring to spring.
Okay, so he's so double. So what were the numbers?
1,083.
Okay, 1,080. No, so spring to spring would be that's a whole year then. That's a whole year. If it's either way. Okay, either way. Let's say it was 2,000. Let's multiply by 2. He probably meant spring to fall. So let's say that was a 6-month bill. So multiply the numbers by 2. For the purposes of exercise, it won't matter. It'll prove the same point. 1,000 times 2 is $2,000. Okay, so that's a $200,000 home if we're taking a 1% property tax cap, which is give or take. You may have a school referendum, whatever. But for the purpose of this exercise, a $200,000 home is not a mansion. It's not a big house. It's probably maybe 3 bedrooms, maybe. I mean, that's roughly what my house was probably assessed at 3 years ago. I'd have to go back when I get home to see what the exact number was. You've been to my house. Certainly not the South Fork Ranch by any stretch of the imagination. What did it go up to?
$2,642.
So he's gone up $600. No.
No, because you're going to double that.
Yeah, you're going to double it.
More like
5,200. So his property taxes on what is likely a very middle class home have gone up $3,200. If it's spring to fall, if that's 2. Now let's do it the other way. Let's say it's Let's say it was $1,000 and he meant spring to spring, year to year. That means it's a $100,000 home, and his property taxes have gone up $1,600, which in a weird way, if your income level is you afford a $100,000 home, $1,600 is almost a bigger deal, and maybe is a bigger deal than the bigger increase if you're in a bigger home.
Because that's a larger percentage.
This is what we're talking about. You're talking about crisis points for a lot of people. If you live in a $100,000 home and you saw a $1,600 increase, now we're making decisions for many people on how and what we eat. We're making decisions on where we drive and where we go. We're making decisions on, can I ever go on a vacation anymore?
You're making decisions on, can I get that prescription?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. This is about...
Can I get my car fixed that's broken down?
Because the new argument is, well, the wealthy people are going to be helped, and what do they need it for? Who are you to say who needs what? The conversation is never, does the local government need it? What the hell did where I live in Brownsburg, what have they done? I think my property tax, I'm gonna spitball this here, but I think they've gone up something like $600 since I've owned that house. What has the government done to deserve the... Why is it...
Well, they bought that $4 million patch of grass, Rob.
What? I mean, the school system was a complete disgrace. I mean, you had Vomitgate. You had the superintendent who got run out behind closed doors without any transparency or information. So that's the school. The town obviously is a complete dumpster fire. The townships have essentially admitted they're sitting on basically $1 million apiece. What have I gotten for this money? What have I gotten for it? And you can basically say that in every single community that you are in. It's not about helping one class over another. It's about ensuring that something you bought, that you own, that these government clowns had nothing to do with you buying, that you can afford to stay in that home. That guy you just read is what this is all about. It's about ensuring that those people like me, people like him, middle-class people can afford to stay in their homes. And all we're asking is that these local governments get a little bit of their act together. I don't know what the exact number is. I mean, it really is no budget cuts because of what they're sitting on in reserves. But even if you're talking 1 or 2%, how much have you had to cut your budget over the past several years because of inflation? Think about what you bought 4 or 5 years ago versus what you can buy now. For the average person, it ain't the same. Why is it that government is immune from having to do the same things
that we
do every single day? Yeah. So anyway, you guys are awesome. Let's just keep it on the emails right now because Casey's going to have to clear out that email inbox, rob@wibc.com. Name, location, phone number, and your property tax bill in 21 versus 24. We are compiling a massive database. We will give this to the people we need to give it to. And then Monday, we're going to roar through these. I mean, we're getting them all over Columbus, Franklin, Greenwood, Fishers, Carmel, Brownsburg, Avon. All of these places are sending these in. And so you'll know, and hopefully it'll give you the courage to engage in this, to know everybody's getting screwed like you are, and you're not alone in being pissed off.
You're not the only one. Yeah. Ethan Hatcher is going to join us coming up. It's 93 WIBC.
No matter where you head on your commute, Matt Bear is there. Paris.
Les Champs-Élysées sont un véritable parking ce matin.
Warsaw.
W drodze do pracy, wyjdź trochę wcześniej.
Or Brazil.
Temos bisbilhotice no Rio de Janeiro. Não haja como turista.
Matt, these are all cities in Indiana.
Oh, that makes my job easier.
Making your commute easier. Matt Bear Traffic. Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And one day, you will love your gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? Debt Blue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we are so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the Debt Blue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there is absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get two bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
It's time to hear from you. Kendall and Casey present Voicemails.
We have a lot of different voicemails going on. These are not the voicemails that we asked you to call in and give us your property tax bills from this morning. These are calls we got from yesterday. However, they're staying on theme, Rob. I know. Can you believe it?
So we're going to, Ethan's going to come back with us next segment. So I want to give him time. He's got the final list of where Joe Biden is on the worst presidents of all time.
Yeah.
And then Ethan, I was on Ethan's show, his Saturday Night on the Circle show last week, and he had an interesting landlord conundrum that I gave him some life advice on, and I want to see what he actually did.
Okay, the outcome from that.
With the advice. And so Monday we'll play all these voicemails, or many of these voicemails that we've been getting about what you've been hit with your and maybe we'll ask Ethan how much he's been hit with, because he's really getting screwed.
Yeah, he is.
But there's apparently some big meetings that are going to be going on next week, and I told one of the big muckety mucks yesterday who's involved with these meetings, because I think the big wigs see the tide turning a little bit in terms of public anger, and things like this today are showing it. And I think they're trying to get away with giving in as little as possible to still look like they did something. And I think they're reaching out to people who will try to convince Cousin Eddie over here that things are going to be swell, what they're going to come up with. And I just told this person yesterday, I said, you tell them that if it's anything
other than that bill,
other than this, I will. If they thought it was bad under Holcomb,
gonna light them up.
Yeah, because at least with Holcomb, he was just an ass. These people will have lied to me, right? So that you think just Holcomb was just bad. I knew he hated me, right? So you have the momentum. We're doing great. We'll get all this. Monday's show will be primarily dedicated to reading all these things and talking about these numbers, so we know we're in a community together. All right, voicemail. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this first one is about the property tax reform bill.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good hearing you on Thursday. And I'm not really surprised that they're starting to weasel out on the property tax reform. This is nothing new. The townships, the cities, the counties, they all enjoy that money. And the amount of money sitting around in reserve right now, stated again on the air, that is incredible.
Yeah. Surprising, isn't it?
And how'd that go?
Shock and awe.
How'd that go with that lady from the Township Association or whatever she's from, where it's you have some very wrong information? Well, this is what your trustee gave me from the database you provide. If you can go to the database and tell me where she's wrong, and then it backpedals into, well, you're citing this, and I believe you're looking at the number from December 31. Yes, idiot. Where else would I look at to see what was available in the account? That's when the reporting is made. Of course, I'm looking there. Well, there's a bunch of things you are not considering, and what some of this money is in reserve. Okay, first of all, yeah, I know how local government works. I was in it for 4 years. I do know how little townships actually do. Oh, and by the way, if you'd like to tell me a bunch of it's saved up for these necessary life-saving expenditures, then why don't you tell me to the penny what it is in all these townships? We'll deduct that from the $774 million, and then we'll come up with what the number is. I'm gonna bet you if you took all of them, we're still over $700 million.
Still a lot of reserves left. Here's another phone call about the property tax reform bill.
Hey guys, I just heard you talking about Senator Travis Holdman trying to weasel out of the property tax bill. I just sent him a scathing email, and I'm about to do the same to Mike Braun, and I knew Mike Braun is going to try to get out of this. I think he's behind this. I don't trust Mike Braun. I didn't vote for Mike Braun because I knew that he would do the same thing that this Travis Holdman is trying to do. My suggestion is, for every listener that you have, which is many, many, they should all email Travis Holdman and Mike Braun and tell them what they think of them trying to get out of the redoing the property tax. So I also would suggest that we do rallies and that we stand outside Travis Holdman's office and picket his office and put the scare into him, because if the red shirt teachers can do it, why can't we?
All right, so I would agree with you that I think Holdman went kicking and screaming on this begrudgingly, but they said, we're not going to let the governor's signature issue not get its day in court. I will just tell you from my own experience, I have seen nothing that would show me Braun is not 100% dedicated to passing this.
Yeah.
Again, we can't tell you yet what we're doing with this because we've been sworn to secrecy, but I just will tell you that up until including the last couple days, I've seen no sign that Braun is anything other than
he's on board,
100% on board, and is doing everything within. Look, different things work in different ways, and Braun knows how to talk to these people. We're blunt force trauma people over here, right? We use the power of this vessel to impose our version of blunt force trauma on these lawmakers. That may not be the best way to – it is the best way to send a message, and we're doing that today, and we're going to do that Monday, and we're going to do that next week when what we're using this for is revealed. But the ultimate doing gets done a lot of times. We talked about this Trump the other day. Behind closed doors with people who know how to take the blunt force trauma, let it be inflicted upon the people, and then say, all right, now how do we move this? Okay, Uncle Fester had his day over there and proved his point. You've seen where the people are. Now how do we move this across the finish line? I don't think just because Braun is not speaking in the terms and the way that we're speaking, it doesn't mean he's not passionate about it and doesn't want to get it across the finish line.
He's the soft suggestion. We're the hard suggestion.
And I think he's trying very hard, and I think thus far he's being very effective. And with what we're doing today, we will hopefully help do that. All right, Ethan's next.
Yeah,
Ethan, we got to find out where Biden is on the all-time worst president.
I think I know, but we'll find out from him coming up on 93 WIBC.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matters Show. It's time for our question and answer show for January, and we have many great questions to answer this month, including one about missing a required minimum distribution, another about if I-bonds are still a good investment, and one about contributing to a retirement plan for last year. Find out the answers to these questions and many more on the Retirement Money Matters Show, which airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Will he make it? Radar is clear. It's 13 degrees and sunny downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 9:30. The confirmation vote on Pete Hegseth's bid for a defense secretary may happen soon. Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
The Senate breaking the filibuster Thursday afternoon on the nomination of Pete Hegseth, but Democrats are continuing to push back against his nomination. Opponents have up to 30 hours to burn before the final vote, which could take place late tonight. 2 Republican senators have said they will not support Hegseth's nomination, meaning he can only afford to lose one more Republican vote and still be confirmed. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
A federal judge is temporarily blocking President Trump's executive order that aims to limit birthright citizenship. A Seattle U.S. District judge heard arguments today in a lawsuit filed by Arizona, Illinois, Oregon, and Washington. Trump signed the executive order Monday after being sworn back into office. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
Oh, yeah, it's funny. We're talking about property taxes today because here we're talking about selling your home. Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty. You know, property taxes play a role in that. May have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There's a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate, Mark Dietl. Perhaps you're worried you won't sell your home for the price you need. Mark Dietl, he guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Greg and Franklin had to say about working with Mark Dietl. My tenant moved out of my investment property, and I was ready to sell. I heard about Mark on the radio, and everything they say is true. In 15 days on the market, I had a cash offer I wanted on the property. Selling with Mark Dietl was fast, easy, and profitable. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. It's Mark, DIETEL.com. Tell them
The
Rob
new
sent you.
year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Are you ready for your custom dream bath by B? Our acrylic tub and shower remodels are a low-maintenance custom solution for your home. Grouted tile can lead to water penetration, but our etched tile options offer both beauty and longevity without the maintenance. And to celebrate being an employee-owned company, B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get two bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get two bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Hammer and Nigel Tequila by Hiatus. Smooth, flavorful, and crafted for those who appreciate the finer things in life.
Available at any Ale Emporium location. Must be 21 to purchase.
Well, we know without a doubt who was the worst governor in Indiana history. It was Eric Holcomb. But who was the worst president? It's time to get a final statement of authority on that.
Yeah, so is Joe Biden the best president in history? The worst? Turns out, according to CBS News, he's right in the middle. Other polls have him down at the bottom. Where does Saturday Night on the Circle's Ethan Hatcher place Joe Biden?
So wait. It's hard. CBS tried to say that Joe Biden is.
They put him at 19.
Oh, please.
There's been 47 presidents. Two guys have had it twice. So there's been, 45 people actually assume the office. And they're trying to say of the 45 people, CBS is trying to say Joe Biden is number 19.
Yep, they say it was his integrity.
Oh.
Yes, but he got low marks for how he worked with Congress.
So
tell me you're joking.
No, I'm not joking.
So wait. So this is, you want to talk about why the mainstream national media is completely in the toilet. Nobody watches them. Nobody trusts them anymore. With a straight face, they're going to tell you that Joe Biden was the 19th best president in American history.
It was because of his integrity.
They like Biden for his integrity, ability to compromise, and his executive and court appointments. However, he scores lower in his relationship with Congress and ability to communicate.
All right.
I say that's accurate.
So we started this, 2 years ago on this show. Trump came out and said Biden was worse than the 5 worst presidents in American history.
I think
combined.
this has been brewing for almost 4 years, because he said it very early in the Biden administration. Yeah, and he said it very early in the Biden administration, and he didn't even have time to make the list yet. He had to do the bad actions before he made the list, and so since that time, he has been advancing his way up.
Okay, so
or down.
Ethan
or
is
down. That's right.
Ethan loves all sorts of old stuff. His house is just one giant old
museum.
Thing. Yes, museum. And so we said Ethan's a historian. Let's bring Ethan in, and we will sporadically bring Ethan in over the next several years to update the list of worst presidents. Now, when you started this list, was he even in the top?
No, because there wasn't enough time. He had just been elected president, so he hadn't done enough to be worth putting on the list.
Okay. But over time, he gradually made the list, and each time you would give very sound basis of who he had moved ahead, where he was on the list. And by the time that we last heard from you, which was, 3 or 4 months ago probably, he had reached number 3.
Yeah, we did a hit in December.
Is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was December.
Was it? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, a month ago, 2 months ago. Seems like a lifetime ago. Whatever it was, he had reached number 3 on your list, correct?
Yes.
And the top, the two, it was Woodrow Wilson
and James Buchanan.
And James Buchanan. Now, you had said there was almost nothing Biden could do to hit Buchanan because he caused the Civil War.
James Buchanan personally intervened in the Dred Scott Supreme Court decision, which is the worst Supreme Court decision to ever be handed down in the United States history, because James Buchanan sought to, quote unquote, solve the issue of African American citizenship and whether or not they could sue for their own freedom in non-slave states. Well, he'd circumvent that entirely by communicating with the Supreme Court justices and getting them to deny African Americans had the right to citizenship in the Constitution.
That kind of seems like
problem solved.
Just kind of seemed like a big one. Okay, but
and that helped precipitate the start of the Civil War. So
okay, but you did say, so Wilson was 2, and you said that was because of a variety of reasons. One, Wilson was a raging racist.
He helped resegregate the federal government. He helped repopularize the Ku Klux Klan. He played Birth of a Nation at the White House. He helped perpetuate, in his capacity as president of Princeton University, the Lost Cause mythology, which sought to rewrite history of like why the southern states sought to secede from the U.S. Enormous damage that he caused.
But he also did some bad things outside of him being a raging racist. He, like the income tax was Wilson.
Income tax, United Nations, lots of bad stuff under Wilson.
So we had asked you when you were here last time, man, it seems like it was longer than that, but in December, we had said, okay, what would Biden have to do in order to leap Wilson to go to number 2? And you were very specific about this.
I was. I said it would be if he pardoned his family members, which I'll be damned is exactly what he did. Here's the thing, Rob. I can't think of a single historical parallel with any other president. Like, okay, the media understands why the corruption of Bob Menendez selling out the United States secrets to Azerbaijan or whatever the hell it was is a terrible, terrible thing. But this is the president, and acting in his capacity as the vice president, he profited to the tune of millions of dollars using these back deals with the Chinese, with the Ukrainians, getting his son on the board of Burisma, and then I'll be damned, he gave his family blanket pardons. This blows like what Bill Clinton did way out of the water. He pardoned his brother for a conviction that he'd served his time for.
Yeah, that's it. He had served time.
Ooh, he'd already served his time, and he gave him a pardon. This blows what Gerald Ford did out of the water, where he gave a blanket pardon to Richard Nixon, and that partly healed the nation in a time of crisis, but it was a stain, because we believe in accountability and rule of law, that Richard Nixon was able to avoid by that pardon. But this blows all of it out of the water. Joe Biden giving blanket pardons going back to 2014 to his brother, to his son, to other family members is egregious. And he said to CNN that he was troubled by the possibility that Trump would issue pardons to his family members dating back to 2020 at the end. So he's a blatant hypocrite. He's corrupt beyond like all imagination. And the fact that he pardoned his son for crimes that they attempted to impeach the former president for investigating is so galling. I'll be damned. He has, in my opinion, wormed his way up to the second worst president in U.S. history.
Okay, so I do want to discuss this one other thing, because you had brought this up to me. I was on your Saturday Night on the Circle show last week, and you had laid out this life conundrum that you were having, and I wanted Casey to weigh in on this and see if you had taken action. So
what happened?
You had said that you had.
Well, I was being chastised by a lady friend for how I handled this situation.
Okay, so you obviously, your job is you own, and then rent properties to tenants.
Housing provider is the politically correct term.
Thank you very much. And you said that you had a tenant call you one night and claim that they had broke their key off in the door.
Well, let me tell this to Casey. So here's what happened, Casey. I'm sound asleep in my bed. It's the middle of the night, and my phone starts blowing up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. The last time I missed one of these repeated calls, I regretted it, because there was a bad water leak, and it caused a lot more damage. I should have just kind of went in the middle of the night. Anyway, so I responded to this tenant who was blowing up my phone, and they informed me that they had broken their key off in the lock.
Okay.
And I told him, well, like, you're going to have to wait until morning. I'll be there, between 8 and 9, but you're going to have to wait 3 hours. I'm not dragging my ass out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sorry about you,
So they weren't in a state of emergency. There was no risk of injury. They just couldn't get into their home.
There are options at your disposal. Here's my disposition, Casey. He could have called a 24-hour locksmith and paid for it at his own expense. He could have gone to a convenience store and sipped on coffee for a couple hours and stayed warm. He could have driven around in his car for a couple hours. He could have called a friend and stayed in their house or apartment for a few hours. There are multiple options. at their disposal. But here's how this individual decided to solve the problem.
Okay.
They broke the window to the house.
Oh, okay.
So they could get inside.
Like how they do it in the movie, like he took an elbow. And
Right.
I don't know actually how he did this because he would have had to dangle over the side of like the porch. It's a second-story property, and so he broke the window to the side of the door to get in.
So now you have a broken lock and a broken window.
Now, how were you informed of this? Did he just like text you all fixed, or were you informed that the window
I was
had been
informed in real time.
Fixed
because
it.
I was communicating. I'm like, look, I'm not going to be able to get there till 8. He's like, well, I'm going to have to break a window if you don't come. And I said, if you break a window, I'll have to charge you for the replacement of the window.
Yeah.
To which he replied, well, I can't wait, so I broke the window. Go ahead and charge me for it.
Wow. Okay.
And my lady friend, and here's what I'll pose to you, the question I'll pose to you, Casey. My lady friend chastised me for not responding immediately at 5 o'clock in the morning because this person broke their lock off in the door. My position is that your lack of personal planning is not my emergency. You could have had a spare key.
That's right.
There was enough of the key sticking out of the lock that all you had to do was get, your fingers around it or a pair of pliers and drag it out of there. And if you had a spare key, you would have had access
I don't understand
immediately.
why she was yelling at you about that.
I think okay.
Thank you.
And we got to go,
Thank
but
you.
I just want to lay out that I think he handled it properly.
Yeah.
That he's right. There's nothing in his lease that says if you break the key off in the door, I have to come over instantaneously and solve this issue for you.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely right. There's plenty of establishments that this person could have gone to and hung out. I mean, look at me on Monday. I was hanging out at Starbucks for hours.
Right.
Like, it's got to be an emergency. There's got to be sparks raining from the ceiling.
I had an employee once who did that exact same thing. He was on the air at the radio station, went out to have a cigarette, locked himself out, couldn't get back in, broke the window to get back in so he could get back on the air. But he said, I'm going to pay for the window, which he did.
Ethan Hatcher here Saturday, 7 to 9, Saturday night on The Circle. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show. Donald Trump ready to visit hurricane-damaged North Carolina, fire-ravaged California. Will we get a chopper presser? It's Beer Sample Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll talk to you at 3:06.
Hey, guys, let's talk about Life Church. They're in the middle of their 21 days of prayer. We love Life Church. They've had such a great impact on my life, on my family's life. And this 21 days of prayer is great. They do it because prayer is powerful. Prayer works. And here's how it works. All of Life Church's 4 Central Indiana locations, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m., Saturday mornings, and, of course, Sunday services. All you have to do is show up. No questions asked. Someone will pray for you or someone will pray for someone you love and care about. That's it. That's all there is to it. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Life Church makes it easy for you. Campus in Noblesville, Fishers, Eagle Creek, Pendleton, and they got great online services, too. Learn more about everything. LifeChurchIN.com.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
These cold winter nights mean more than just frosty windows. They can also spell trouble for your roof. Freezing temperatures, ice, and snow can lead to leaks that cause costly water damage if left unchecked. Moss Roofing is here to help. Tony Katz here, and Moss Roofing are the only ones to trust. A family business based right here in central Indiana. Whether it's a free inspection, patching a pesky leak, or a full roof replacement, their expert team has your winter roofing needs covered. Plus, they offer numerous financing options to make it easy on your wallet. Don't wait for that drip to turn into a disaster. Call Moss Roofing today for a roof done right every single time. Talk to Moss Roofing today. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or find them online at Moss Roofing, MOSS, mossroofing.com.
com.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You tried to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
It's Hammer and Nigel from Window Nation. Heating costs are getting out of control, and your best bet is to replace your cold, drafty windows with energy-efficient ones from Window Nation. Act now, and you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get zero interest with zero payments for 2 years.
With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust Window Nation. Hurry, this big sale ends January 31st, so schedule your free in-home consultation right now. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and want to work with a local independent dealer you can trust, like B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian-looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast.
He's joining us from the number one rated Hammer and Nigel show, Jason Hammer in the studio. Good morning. You brought presents.
So, I know how much the representative of Brownsburg enjoys a good Long Island.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the ingredients in a good Long Island is tequila.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We've got a tequila.
You got a tequila. Look at that.
Now, I know Nigel always yells at me because I'm kind of a hick and I mix good tequila with like hillbilly drinks. But it's how I get down.
Yeah.
There's a drink I make called the Nectar of the Gods, which is Diet Mountain Dew with ice and tequila. And the Hammer and Nigel tequila by Hiatus, it's a high-end tequila. It's designed for sipping and like it's really, really good. But I grew up in Beech Grove, Indiana. So
throw a little Mountain Dew
any
in there.
sipping go on in Beech Grove?
Not a lot of sipping, right? And by the way, I'm getting this lecture from a kid that went to Tri-West.
Yeah.
Lived in Liston. But I know how much Rob likes a Long Island.
Yeah.
So I mixed Hammer and Nigel tequila with this, okay? So let's get this Friday rolling here, everybody.
All right.
There's
Cheers.
less than 80 bottles left at Ale Emporium locations. Less than 80 bottles.
To Hammer being stupid rich.
Hey!
Ooh.
Oh.
That's nice.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
See?
good.
I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you.
Look at you with the high-end ice cube, too.
That's from the tray in the kitchen. But it's my ice tray.
And,
So-
and you know what I'm sensing about this is a lot of times strong alcohol won't taste good. I can tell that's strong and it tastes good.
Yeah.
See, that's important to Nigel and I. When we had the Hammer and Nigel bourbon, it had to taste good, right?
Yeah.
So we are a part of the tasting process. We usually do it on the air, right? They give us some samples and we mix and they come up with the formula, and that's what we did here. So if we're going to put our name on it, it better be something that's good.
Let me tell you what this reminds me of, and I'm saying this as a compliment. And
Broad
I'm
Ripple?
going to what's that?
Broad Ripple?
Well,
Is Nigel going to come in and take it from you?
so Chi-Chi's makes a Long Island mix. And it's pretty good. The problem with it is it's not very strong. This reminds me of sort of like the taste of the Chi-Chi Long Island's mix, but it's strong. So you're getting the best of both worlds.
Right. The stuff you buy in the store, and sometimes we do that too because we mix the slushy machine up at home, right? The stuff you buy in the store just isn't
as strong as I like. So Hammer and Nigel tequila, I may have put a little extra in there. Okay.
Casey will be taking her top off in the middle of the 11 o'clock hour.
We're firing up those listeners for this property tax.
Where can we get this?
Ale Emporium locations. There's 3 of them. There's Castleton, there's Greenwood, and there's Fishers. So stop by any Ale Emporium. You can buy a bottle there. Now, I was told there's like 80 bottles left.
Wow.
If you don't want to buy a bottle, you can get a cocktail. You can get a shot there. They'll pour you one. If you want to sample it before you buy it, you can do that. But the supply is starting to run out.
Yeah.
So get to the Ale Emporium and ask for Hammer and Nigel by Hiatus.
You know, I was amazed because your bourbon did so well that it sold out instantaneously, that they didn't make a huge run on this. And now you're about to sell out this tequila. Maybe they'll do a mainstream run on that.
Yeah, the bourbon folks said, you know what, you had too much success. And that's enough success for us. We outsold Tito's in the short amount of time that we had the bourbon out there.
Yeah.
Now, with the tequila, we had a much bigger surplus, a larger supply, and it's still getting down to
This
the
is
nitty-gritty.
great. It's like a very strong,
I
better
like
tasting
it.
Chi-Chi's
I'm going to
Long
go this
Island mix.
weekend and buy my bottle.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
They'll still be available.
Go tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
What's coming up this afternoon?
Beer Sample Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun. And biggest stories of the day. Are we going to get Pete Hegseth confirmed? A lot of drama. Chopper Presser. It's back, baby.
Thanks, Hammer. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. If you want that New Year's resolution to work, you have to get a great night's sleep. And now through Monday, it's our New Year's mattress sale. Every Tempur-Pedic, every Nectar, and every Stearns & Foster mattress, we guarantee you the lowest price, up to 4 years interest-free financing, and free delivery. The mattress sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Indiana is in crisis. Our blood supply is critically low and patients' lives are on the line. Trauma victims, cancer patients, and newborns are waiting on you. Your blood ensures people in our community can receive the life-saving care they need. Hope is the heartbeat of our community. And right now, that hope relies on you. Schedule your life-saving donation today at versity.org. Hope, it's in our blood.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
2025, new year, maybe a new home? If you're ready to get started building your dream home, take a look at what Joyner Homes can do for you. Joyner Homes will be at the Indianapolis Home Show from January 17th through the 26th in booth number 459. This is a great opportunity for you to learn more about their streamlined custom home building process and meet the team members who will work directly with you throughout the entire home building journey. Your dream home made simple with Joyner Homes. JoynerHomes.com.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
For all your home's heating, plumbing, and drain needs, remember the man for all seasons, Chapman. Furnace tune-ups right now, only $89. Schedule online today at chapmanheating.com. That's chapmanheating.com. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the temperatures will be a bit warmer soon, but also how it'll be a little bit more seasonable. Also, John Herrick reports on a Southport man who had some interesting things to say on TikTok, and a bill regarding kids and social media in Indiana is moving through the state legislature. I'm Kirk Darling. That and more coming up from the Technology Recycler Studios after Fox News Radio. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
It's his first trip since President Trump took office again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, going to 2 disaster areas.
North Carolina's been treated very badly, so we're stopping there, and we're going to then go to Los Angeles and take a look at a fire that could have been put out if they let the water flow, but they didn't let the water flow.
The president, when leaving the White House, more on that L.A. trip in a moment. He just landed in North Carolina to survey hurricane flooding in the Asheville area, where some victims complain of a slow response. Matt Van Swal tells Fox.
We've been yelling into the void, it feels like, for months that we still need help, we still need help. And it was like, silence on the other end of the phone.
And when President Trump goes to L.A. later, he may come face-to-face with a Democrat who claims the president's spreading misinformation.
We understand that California Governor Gavin Newsom plans to greet President Trump on the tarmac when he lands. There will be much to discuss, given that the president has been criticizing, for instance, the lack of water being delivered from Northern California to Southern California. The governor said yesterday that is entirely irrelevant to what happened here.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Pacific Palisades, where some of the thousands of homes and buildings burned down in the wildfire disaster. Back to the president talking to reporters. They asked him about a Senate confirmation vote perhaps tonight for Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth.
Look, whatever it is. He's a good man. I don't know what's going to happen.
Democrats say Hegseth's not a good man and not qualified to run the Pentagon amid sexual misconduct and alcohol abuse allegations that he denies. 2 Republican senators also oppose Hegseth, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, but that's not enough to block Hegseth's confirmation. Russian President Vladimir Putin is now saying he is open to talks on Ukraine. The day after President Trump told Fox's Hannity,
if they don't settle this war soon, like almost immediately, I'm going to put massive tariffs on Russia and massive taxes and also big sanctions.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He went wild on TikTok. Radar is clear. It's 14 degrees and sunny downtown. I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 11:02. Intimidation charges have been filed against a man from Southport. John Herrick tells you why.
Listener discretion advised for this story. IMPD says Preston Pickett was threatening to kill illegal immigrants on TikTok, and he was arrested earlier this month. His first court hearing was Friday. TikTok had reported some of the comments Pickett made, which included, "I will kill many illegals on January 20th, and I will have my kills on the first day Trump takes office." They also think he threatened to shoot up a Florida car wash in March of 2024. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Prostitution and human trafficking are the charges against the owners of massage parlors in Lafayette and Kokomo. Both parlors were raided this week by Lafayette police with the help of several other agencies. It involved a year-long investigation. They also recovered 4 women who were victims of the operation. People younger than 16 in Indiana would be banned from using social media under a bill that passed the Indiana Senate yesterday. The bill is now before the Indiana House. The bill requires the permission of a parent or guardian for someone younger than 16 to use social media sites. Seasonable weather is on the way, with temperatures warming up this weekend and continuing to improve beyond that. So says National Weather Service meteorologist Cody Moore.
Going into February, it looks like the pattern supports temperatures near or above normal, with a couple more systems coming in, bringing, a mix of rain and snow.
Moore says temperatures will will be reaching the 30s this weekend with no snow or rain expected. Lou Anarumo is the new defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. He was previously at Tennessee, and he spoke about what may have led to his leaving the Bengals.
I think we all deal with different types of things as the seasons change. I just feel like if you're not consistent enough, and that's something that we weren't maybe the last year or two, that'll affect how wins and losses end up.
He spent 6 seasons in Cincy, helping them to 2 AFC championship games and an appearance in the Super Bowl in 2021. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Jewelry Gram, it's your friends at Shane Company, here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart. For the one, we'll help you propose with the dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. In stock and ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Or maybe you'll fall in love with a natural, colorful gemstone. At Shane Company, we're known for our sapphires in every color of the rainbow. We have options for every style and budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. Our mother-of-pearl heart-shaped collection makes a perfect gift that's ready to give. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Friday, January 24th, 6 minutes after 11. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC. What are you laughing
I
at?
have so many emails about their people getting hosed on their property taxes. Like, I'm trying to calculate how many emails I actually have here. So the problem is I am waiting for an email from our corporate office.
Yeah.
Because you and I both had a little problem we needed resolved in a relatively quick fashion, which is not being done. And so I'm trying to keep an eye out for that. I have so many emails now that I mean, it's going to take me, I'm going to be here till 2 just transcribing these people's names and information. So if you're just tuning in, it's Kendall and Casey Show. I'm Rob. This is Casey. What we're doing today is we are creating a database that we are going to, we will read this information on Monday's show, and then we are working in coordination with some very important people down the street from us who are on your side, who were looking for information on how regular people are getting hosed on their property taxes. And so we started the show, and again, we're so conflicted on this when we give out information because on one hand, we're told by some lawmakers that nobody listens.
Right.
And then, you and I just saw the ratings and they were just not only were we number 1, we were just easily number 1.
It's interesting. I'm actually getting a conflicting report on that because we're told that nobody listens to us by people in the State House. But then I've also been told that the Kendall and Casey show comes up at least once a day, minimally, at the State House. So
that's right.
I don't know which one it is.
Well, and you got you got the scientific ratings on one hand saying you're overwhelmingly number 1 and you're just gangbusters, and then because the lawmakers, they're totally above reproach. They would never take a shortcut. They would never demean or belittle to push an agenda.
Oh, okay.
So, when we do calls to action, I'm never sure, are we going to get a bunch of people or no one? Because if no one's listening, we wouldn't get anyone.
Sure.
So we put out a call to action and said, look, if you wouldn't mind sharing the following information with us.
We're just wishing and hoping and praying that maybe one person.
So we were asking for your name, the city in which you live, your contact information, a phone number where you can be reached.
Yeah. And
then your 2021 property tax bill and your 2024 property tax bill. And so what we said is we had initially asked to call the voicemail line, and within 20 minutes, it was completely shut down. And so then we said, okay, well, we got to go to like a backup on this. So just email me, rob@wibc.com with your information, and we'll harvest it there as well. We wanted some voicemails so we could play those. I mean, we've got just tons, way too many to even play on Monday now. But, we do want to get as many of these out as we can. And then we'll also take these, and we're going to share these with the people who want them. And look, they're not selling your information to an email list or whatever. They're using this for good
data points.
Good points to try to help as we go through this property tax debate. And so not only do we shut the voicemail down, like there's so many emails. I'm going to be here until at least 2:00, just copying and pasting all of this information. So anyway, if you want to, I'm happy to do it.
Well, we've gone from also getting voicemails to you being emailed and now even being tagged in social media posts.
So rob@wibc.com if you want to get in on this. And there's just like hundreds of people doing this, so the more the merrier. Your name, where you're from, your phone number, and then what your property tax bill was in 21 and 24. That's what I need.
Can we talk about the speculation about the romantic relationship between Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston?
Do we have to?
This has resurfaced, and this is after a story was published by In Touch. It was titled The Truth About Jen and Barack. And the rumors, they first emerged in 24. In Touch, they published this article, and Jennifer Aniston quickly denied the rumors. She was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, that Booger Eater show, on October of 24, and she called the report a cheesy tabloid story and stated that it was absolutely untrue.
The magazine that came out a couple of weeks ago, In Touch, said the truth about Jen and Barack. Now,
that was of all the calls you get from your publicist where you're just like, oh no, what's it going to be? Or the email saying, some cheesy tabloid is going to make up a story, and then it's that.
Yeah. Does your
I was not
publicist
mad
ever
at
go
it.
like, is there any truth to this? Or is it...
No, that is absolutely untrue.
Well, I know it's not true.
Yeah.
I just don't know if everybody knows.
Well, it is untrue.
Some people, it is untrue. So the truth about Jen and Barack is that there is no truth.
There is
it
no
is
truth.
Untrue. You know Barack Obama.
I've met him once.
Met him once.
I know Michelle more than him.
What is there a truth about you and Michelle that we should know?
That is not true.
So, knowing that.
Okay, so she said that she had only met Barack Obama once. It was in 2007 at a Hollywood gala, and that she knows Michelle Obama better. However, the rumors are circulating again because of Michelle Obama's absence from some notable events like Jimmy Carter's funeral and then Donald Trump's inauguration. Because for Carter's funeral, she said there was a scheduling conflict. She was, I believe, in Hawaii and couldn't get there. But for Donald Trump's inauguration, there was no word about why she was missing it. She was just absent.
Okay, so I'm going to lean on you for this one because you're the woman in this equation.
Thank you for noticing.
Why should I care about this at all?
Well, I think, it's, dirty laundry, right? People,
No.
like to.
I know what it is.
It would be a political earthquake if it were true.
But it's not like Obama ran or governed on family values. It's not like he's the president anymore.
I think people are intrigued by it because we have never had a presidential divorce.
Yeah. But again, I get why dirt seekers or the people who live on the gossip boards or whatever they're called, why they're into it. But as me, someone with a life, like why? I mean, if he and his wife are separated or getting divorced or he's having an extramarital affair, like, why is that any of my business? How does that affect me? I mean, is it just...
It doesn't. It's just what escapism...
I just want to make sure there's no thing I'm missing where outside of, okay, it's a famous person in an allegedly salacious position that's... Like, when Mark Sanford was governor of South Carolina and he disappears, right? And then it turns out he's hiking somewhere with his mistress. Okay, I get it. That's a sitting office holder doing something on taxpayer time. Bill Clinton having the affair with Monica Lewinsky on taxpayer time in the Oval Office. I get that, right? Those are sitting office holders. He was, part of the support of the Defense of Marriage Act, all those sort of things, right? I don't have the energy to care about Barack Obama. I didn't, what are we? We're 8 years removed from him being the president.
The leader of the Democrat Party anymore? Not really.
Okay, so that's the first part of it. Good, okay. So I've answered that. Now, you as the woman in this equation, I think women know better when women are lying or not. Do you, because you've seen the video and you've heard the audio, do you think she's telling the truth?
I do. I don't really.
You think there's nothing there?
I don't think there's anything there. Now, I don't think there's anything there between Aniston and Obama.
Yeah.
Is there?
What about Aniston and Michelle Obama?
No, I don't think there's anything there
either.
But is there something going on between Michelle and Barack? Yeah, I think there's potentially some tough waters that they're navigating right now.
Well, and at this point, because let's face it, we saw this with the Clintons, and I think it's kind of come out that you've seen this with the Obamas. So a lot of times, and I'm not picking them because they're Democrats, you see this with Republicans too, although I think I think Trump and Melania may be a great example as well of this. Political marriages, while maybe they start in the right place, quickly become relationships of political expedience and convenience. And this is
a lot of it's for the camera.
One of the reasons I got out of politics is because being good or being successful, or however you want to phrase it in politics, it has to consume you. Like, that's how it operates. You have to do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's why I was good at it, because I have because of my obsessive compulsive disorder, I have an obsessive personality where whatever the thing is, when I get into it, I just live in it. And I've had to, as I've become older, had to recognize that flaw of mine and how that affects
other people,
relationships I'm around. And now as a husband and a father, I've had to completely remove myself from it. It's why I didn't run for future things. It's why I didn't go back this time when I had opportunities, because I know how my life will end up, and I don't want it to be that. But for these people who are driven as adults by power, by influence, like the Clintons, or people like I think the Obamas, certainly Barack Obama, it's easy to get swallowed up in that. And I can see if maybe one side isn't all in on that, which maybe Michelle Obama wasn't. I certainly don't think Melania Trump was all in on it.
No.
Which is why you saw her disdain for the whole process. Then it does take a toll on your relationship, and I'm surprised, other than for political expedience, that any of them even survive.
Yeah, it's so Barack, he's not in any sort of power anymore, but he is still making his money on things he did in the past. It's also interesting, though, that how this plays into like the whole Pete Hegseth confirmation, because you had people like Murkowski saying she was questioning his character and she wasn't going to endorse him for the position because of that. But then you have these stories pop up about Obama. And then we all lived through the Clinton thing with Monica Lewinsky. So which is it? Do we care and focus on these people's personal lives, or do we not?
Well, and look at some of the gutter dwellers that she's supported from Biden's administration. Talk about Murkowski. She only does this when it's Republicans. When it's the freak shows and goobers that Obama put forward.
Yeah, great.
That's
Sign
fine.
off right away.
Men who think they're women, the whole deal, right? That's fine and that's normal. She's on board. So I have no faith in the Republicans to do anything, because they would rather work with and side with the Democrats than conservatives or liberty-minded or America First people like the Trump administration. And you're right on this. The hypocrisy of these people in the Senate, who are some of the biggest boobs and buffoons and in some cases just completely corrupt and underhanded, take away the fact that they're so incapable of running anything. Our nation is $36 trillion in debt. Them sitting in judgment of anyone's qualification on anything is completely ridiculous.
And now Mitch McConnell has said that he's going to support Hegseth, which I guess means Todd Young will as well.
Well, yeah. He's gonna get confirmed. They could still lose, even if they lost McConnell. You'd still have Vance break the tiebreaker.
Right.
Look, they're gonna make someone a sacrificial lamb, and I haven't figured out yet whether it's going to be
RFK?
Gabbard or RFK.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to go down.
Because they're not going to allow Trump to get everything he wants.
Yeah. Although the problem is they got to lose 4. I know the 3. It's McConnell, it's Murkowski, it's Collins. I'm not sure who the 4th would be, but I just can't see them letting all of those independent thinkers.
My gut tells me that it's RFK.
It could very well be. And look, that dirtball Mike Pence is really, in his little goon group that supports him, is working hard to try to get some Republican, because of Kennedy's previous views or whatever on abortion, to try to line up with the 3 usual suspects. And, we'll see what happens, but I think we're in agreement on that. There's no way they're going to let him get all of these people.
You are listening to Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
The commander-in-chief no longer needs a diaper change. The commander-in-chief doesn't have to watch Matlock with pudding smeared on his face. We've got a commander-in-chief that no longer falls up and down the stairs multiple times. I'm excited for that. If anything else.
Let's see how long it takes before Pencil Neck Adam Schiff to file some impeachment charge.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great HealthWorks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special. 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Can we talk about Senate Bill 11? It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC. This is a bill that prohibits minors under 16 from using social media without parental permission. It passed the Senate, and it now moves to the House for further consideration. It applies to all social media platforms, not just specific ones. So if you have a minor under the age of 16 in your home, you'll have to give permission before they can access sites like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. But I'm curious, are they very specific in the bill about exactly which social media apps they're talking about? Or is it just a blanket, all social media apps?
Well, this is an example of the government trying to resolve a problem that they have no business being in, which is how you parent your kid.
Correct.
We had this conversation with the adult website bill, which is still in court. I have no idea how that's going to be upheld, considering you can view pornography instantaneously on Twitter anytime you want, and that's allowed. But yet this one specific website, the Pornhub or whatever it is, it is not allowed. And this is the same thing. Or if you want your kid to be on social media, that's your right as a parent. You dictate that. My kid is not going to have a phone other than to make phone calls and text a handful of people. And we'll set the phone up to do that because that's all my kid will need to do. Anytime she's on the internet, it will be monitored by us. And that's because we're good, involved parents who know what's out there and want to monitor what our kid does, and we will oversee that. But if you're a parent who feels differently, then that is your right. You are the parent. The state, all these Republicans always claim they want liberty and freedom, and then they do the exact opposite of liberty and freedom.
So the bill passed 42-7. 5 senators voted against it, and there are penalties that can go up to $250,000 for infractions. They believe that the embarrassment of noncompliance is going to be more impactful than actual fines. But I'm really curious, are they specific in this bill? Do they consider YouTube a social media platform?
Well, it's the hypocrisy of it all.
Well, you got one hand, you've got parents who want to go to these board meetings, right? And the Biden administration, knocking down doors saying, oh, no, you can't be involved. And now you have bills like this where they're saying, you know what, we're going to be involved in how to parent your children.
Yeah, they're telling you.
Which way is it?
They're telling you you're too stupid to raise your kid. They're telling you we don't think you know what to do. And this is what the Republicans here always do when it's convenient for them, because they're getting pressure from a certain block of society, which says, hey, the internet's awful, which it is. You got to do something. And so they're saying, well, that's a win for us. We're seeing this as a political win rather than a principled person who says, what is my principle? If my principle is individual liberty and freedom, and you are the parent of your kid, which is the argument, right, about school choice and all these other things, which I agree with, right? I agree. Your kid is your property until they turn 18 years of age. And then when they're ready to skedoodle out the door and go out on their... My theory is as long as they're under your roof, they're your property. Right?
Yeah. You're still paying the way.
That's the way I was raised, which is you live under my house. It is my rules. I don't care whether you're 18, 19, 20, whatever. And so by 22, I was like, I'm done with this. And then I found,
I don't like these rules anymore.
I said, that's really
I guess I have to pay my own way now.
It's really expensive to be independent.
Yes.
But the point of this is it's the hypocrisy of, on one hand, saying, on some hand, well, we want parents to have the flexibility to make choices for their kids. It's the whole... but then when it's something like this, well, the government must step in and tell you how to raise your kid when it comes to the internet. That's ridiculous.
So did you see that Donald Trump appointed Sean, I believe you pronounce his last name, Curran, as his special agent in charge as the next director of the Secret Service? Now, you probably recall seeing this guy. He was present during the July rally in Butler when the assassination attempt was taken on Donald Trump. Trump has praised him for his bravery and leadership and said that he risked his life to save him. He also called him a great patriot and a brilliant leader. The thing that's interesting about him is that he has not done an HQ tour.
A what?
An HQ tour.
What is that?
Headquarter tour.
Oh, is that a big deal?
Well, in some of these services, yes, it is. Because if you're going to be the leader, many times the underlings will not respect you as much if you haven't done a tour at the headquarters. So I'm wondering if that's going to pose a problem for him.
Well, and if you're Trump,
you should have a say in who you have leading your protection.
Right? I mean,
exactly.
It's your right to have protect you who you want.
Who you feel safe with.
It's your protection, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, the you pick 'em game didn't work out too well in terms of who they were putting around Trump. So if I'm Trump, my argument would be, I'm going to pick who I want, And I don't trust any of you people to make choices for me because look at what happened the last time.
And so on the other side of that, some people are questioning the choice because they say, this is one of the guys that you had watching you when there was operational failure.
Right. Well, that's the other part of this, which is how do you, again, I guess if we're going to say you got the right to protect you who you want to protect you, how do you feel comfortable when there was such a, I'm not saying this guy is the reason that there was a letdown, but would you really want to pick any person who was remotely involved in Butler, Pennsylvania?
Yeah. It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Traveling to those impacted, I'm Kirk Darling. Here's what's trending at 11:30. President Trump is making his first trip of his second term today. He'll be stopping by North Carolina, where Tropical Storm Helene caused billions of dollars worth of damage last September. He'll then be heading to California to look at the damage from the recent Los Angeles area wildfires. The snow is not melting because it's been cold, and forecaster Cody Moore with the National Weather Service says ice could make driving hazardous.
And I would even be careful later this weekend. As we get above freezing, we get some snow to melt. So the snow melts, gets on the roadways, and then you fall below freezing at night. So don't let that deceive you. There will likely be some slick spots over the next couple days.
Moore says cold air from Canada and Alaska has kept Indiana in a deep freeze, but no additional snow or rain in the immediate forecast. I'm Kirk Darling, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
Coming home to a cold house in the dead of winter isn't just inconvenient, it's expensive. For over 60 years, thousands of Hoosiers have trusted B&W to catch their problems early and keep their families warm and safe. Call 317-214-0108 or go to bplusw.com for fast, reliable service today.
That's 317-214-0108. B&W, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
It's a harsh fact of life, but failure is inevitable.
You can work harder than you ever thought possible and still lose.
Sometimes someone else is simply better than you.
While life teaches us that we will sometimes lose, education-based athletics teach us how to deal with those losses in a mentally healthy way. I'm Bella Miller-Krieger from University High School.
And I'm Charlie Hosnow from Forest Park High School. With our coaches and teammates supporting us, student athletes learn how to move past the letdown and focus on the next point, the next play, and the next game.
we learned that negative energy is wasted energy, and that no matter how many times we fall short, as long as we are learning and never give up, we'll ultimately win.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty. Be a champion of high school sports and the resiliency they build by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is overcoming adversity. This is developing mental toughness. This is your IHSAA.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
I put this out on WIBC.com yesterday, and it got a little bit of a reaction. Wallet Hub has ranked the best states to drive in for 2025. And according to them, Indiana ranked third best state for driving. Yeah, I know exactly. That's the reaction. So the best states for driving, the top 5, Oklahoma, Iowa, Indiana, Idaho, and then Kansas. And then the worst states were Colorado, New Hampshire, Montana, Washington, and then Hawaii. But the interesting thing, Indiana ranking third best state to drive in. There were some key areas. They said rush hour traffic, Indiana ranks 10th. We have manageable congestion. And if you've ever been stuck on your car on 465, you would disagree with that. They also said car-related services. We are in 14th place for auto repair shops and 13th place for car dealerships. So you can... a lot of places to get a car or to get your car fixed. And then they have us ranked 15th for auto maintenance affordability, and then 25th for gas prices. But the reason that Indiana jumped up so high in the overall list is because they placed us second in the country for road quality. Now, this is where I think that their ranking doesn't quite align with reality.
There's no way somebody came and drove these roads, right?
Well, somebody had mentioned to me on social media, what did they come into town and just do laps at IMS? Is that the only place they drove?
Yeah, I mean, like what planet are you living on where that's these roads are acceptable? I mean, like if you. This is what I don't understand with these polls or surveys or whatever. Like if you were to drive the donut counties, are they including that as part of Indianapolis?
No, it's the entire state.
Oh, the entire state of Indiana. Okay, so let me rephrase it then. If you were to take the newly revamped I-69 or many of the donut counties or, some of the other more well-maintained areas, okay, right?
If you are a fan of roundabouts and you just want to go in a circle on a beautifully paved road, sure.
Right. But like, Indianapolis is the commercial epicenter of the entire state. Right? I know there's been mass expansion in the donut counties and economic development, et cetera. Indianapolis is still the primary economic driver of the state of Indiana. There's nothing about these roads here. Right. That you would go, that's acceptable. And I would imagine if you go into a lot of your more rural towns and, outside of the donut counties, you're probably not going to find anything that's much better.
Yeah, when you put in the potholes and the uneven surfaces and then the frequent construction, there's a lot of areas that aren't great. And I did it again as I was driving back from Washington, D.C. the other day. Indiana state sign is much smaller than, say, Ohio or Pennsylvania or West Virginia. Which,
you mean like the size?
The size of the sign. It's much smaller. And I did see that I believe Andrew Ireland is putting a bill through to try and replace the ones that Eric Holcomb put up with going back to the old Crossroads of America sign. But it's so obvious when you're driving like 70 West, even if you don't see the state sign, you can clearly tell by the surface of the highway that you are back in Indiana, because it's bumpy, it's uneven, and it's
well, and so this is
not good smooth driving.
And there's a new commissioner over at INDOT, and this would be my question that we've been asking for years and years and years on this show is we've had all these taxes raised. The roads aren't any better. Where's the money going? And the taxation is, again, it's just like with the property taxes. The the taxation is outpacing inflation. So you can't say, well, it's getting gobbled up by inflation. And the answer to this is they've put so much money into pet projects that are largely inefficient in their construction that they have failed to maintain. The other part of this, too, and this is the thing they don't want to talk about, but we will, because we just like all these people equally. The growth has been so irresponsible in central Indiana by these communities, with the egging on and facilitation in some cases of the state, IEDC, and LEAP, et cetera, that the current infrastructure could never sustain the current the growing traffic climate. So you keep having to put all this money into 465 expansions and exits and entrances and all of these things. Well, that's not improving anything. You're just trying to pay for the growth. That's not helping me.
According to Wallet Hub, traffic congestion costs the average driver $771 a year, and you'll spend 43 hours in gridlock. She's going to get us out of gridlock and into something fancy. We're talking about Susan Beckwith. We're going to talk inaugural fashion with her coming up. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show. Donald Trump ready to visit hurricane-damaged North Carolina, fire-ravaged California. Will we get a chopper presser? It's Beer Sample Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll talk to you at 3:06.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? Debt Blue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we are so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the Debt Blue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there is absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. A lot of folks give up on their bodies in their 40s or 50s. Statistically, we gain 1.5 pounds every year past 50, and it's usually a tough slog to fight that. 19 years ago, I took a friend's recommendation, and I went to Exercise Inc. for one of their free consultations. Me? I didn't want to get heavy. I wanted to stay trim and in shape, and that was really a struggle. 19 years ago, I went, and 19 years later, I'm still going every week. They've helped me to reach and maintain my health and fitness goals, and they do that with specific strength training in only 20 minutes a week. You've just got to try this health and exercise approach, and the consultation is free. My guess is that, like me, you'll be skeptical for the first couple of weeks, and then it happens. You'll feel better. You'll probably lose some weight, and you'll probably look better, too. Go to Exercise Inc. today and sign up for a free consultation. Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, now in Fishers, too. ExerciseInc.com.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great Healthworks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special. 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Dads happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Susan, looks like I'm losing my mind.
Well, Casey, it's that time.
Yes, it is. It's Friday, Rob.
Now, you have never seemed more happy to be to a Friday. I've never seen you more ecstatic.
Got a big smile on my face.
It's a very cold, dreary Friday.
Yeah.
But we'll send you into the weekend with some sort of warmth and happiness.
Yes.
With our own personal warmth and happiness. It is Mind Your Manners, where we teach you how to be a better member of society. And our expert, she's a former Miss Indiana. She's now the second lady of the state of Indiana. Susan Beckwith, hello.
Hello. Happy Friday.
All right. So before we begin our what are we doing? We're doing inaugural etiquette. Is that right? Is that what we're doing today? Inaugural fashion etiquette?
Yeah. So obviously the inauguration was Monday, so we're going to be wrapping up a lot of the discussion about the inauguration. But I was just very excited to kind of study and dissect a little bit the fashion, kind of on a deeper level. And so I'm really pumped for today.
Okay, before we get to that, though, you had asked our audience to participate in a poll over at your Belle of the Midwest Facebook page. What was the poll and what were the results?
So I was curious because last week we talked about what would be appropriate to wear to a formal ball because so many were happening with the inauguration. And so I just asked, how do people feel about it? Would you enjoy doing that on occasion, like once a year, or would you absolutely loathe it? And I'm very happy to report that most people said yes, on occasion it's something they actually look forward to.
Yay, overwhelmingly. We get to dress up again, don't we?
Yeah, so hopefully there'll be something fun that we can put together for Micah and down the line and celebrate. I do think a little pomp and circumstance every now and then is good.
Are you sure the people who were voting this and not suffered some sort of serious head injury? I mean, what was the vetting process for this poll of which you speak?
Well, my Instagram, Belle of the Midwest, is open to the public. So we put it out to listeners, to people that follow my Instagram. So it was, equal opportunity. So you are in the minority, Rob.
So it could have been. Let's just lay this out. It could have been, Casey. It could have been insane asylum patients. It could have been hostage victims voting by force. It could have been people with severe brain trauma of some sort. She doesn't actually have a vetting process on this.
No, it's people that follow her, so they're vetted by her. But I say party at the mansion.
I love it.
Okay, so obviously the inauguration was this past, what was it? I guess it was this week,
Monday.
Right? It was Monday. Yes, that's correct. All these days, they all run together now. It was Monday.
Trump is just putting out so many executive orders, you forget it was only 5 days ago.
That's right. So you said, I'd like to give some fashion tips in the future when my husband becomes governor of the state of Indiana and how we want you people to dress for our big event. Okay, so where do we start? What are we doing?
Well, one of the things that I thought was really interesting, obviously clothing and fashion. I love, it's all beautiful, not always all beautiful, but at least for the inauguration, it was beautiful. But I think there is such a deeper meaning, and I feel like every outfit was chosen with intention. And so I think it's interesting to reflect back on the messaging, because I feel like there was nothing that happened by happenstance. So really kind of thinking back to Melania's first administration inaugural look to the second, I feel like there was a big shift. So I'm anxious for you guys to weigh in on that as well. So the very first term, she had a very Jackie O inspired light blue, soft, almost like an innocent look. The second was like, I'm moving in, I'm, mean business, a very serious, just kind of commanding, almost like a military style. I loved it.
Yeah, to me, it said you raided my house and went through my underwear drawer and you've got hell to pay. With the hat, she wasn't showing her eyes or anything. And I thought it was a completely tailored look. She looked absolutely amazing. But you're right. The difference was very light and joyful. And the second one was we're here to get things done.
Yeah, we mean business. It's always hard when you know that there is going to be a comparison. But at first I was like, do I like it as well? And then the more I studied it, I was like, I really do. And I feel like it was very strong, and that there was, again, messaging, like the way you dress, the way you carry yourself communicates, something about you. So I feel like it was very intentional right. And also into her look for that night. So the white dress that she wore that was, it had the black kind of like ribbon across the front. In my mind, what immediately came to mind was like Zorro, like a very strong, there was a vendetta almost with that movie. And I know some even mentioned her look from the inauguration day of the movie V for Vendetta. So I think that there was just a lot of intention that she wanted to come off looking very strong.
Okay, wait. Let's go back to the I guess outfit, costume. What phrase am I? Outfit for the inauguration. Are we saying that? Are you two women saying that you're down? Susan, I'll let you go first. Are you two women saying you're down that she looked like a cross between Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Is that what you're saying, Susan? Like that? You are okay with that?
I thought she looked very chic. I know some people were talking about kind of some Hamburglar memes with the hat and all, but I liked it. I did. And I think it obviously made sense for the day. It was very cold. And so I thought maybe, that was part of it. Obviously it wasn't outside, but there were moments. And there was even like a lighthearted moment where Trump was sharing about how they, went out to the helipad and she almost flew away. But I liked it. I'm guessing you didn't.
No, I thought it was fantastic. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that they couldn't see that.
She looked like Judge Doom on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I expected her eyes to gouge out of her head.
What are you talking about? Her eyes? You couldn't see her eyes with that hat. But that is interesting that now maybe she's bringing hats back into the White House. Keep in mind, this is a woman who has been denied being on the cover of Vogue multiple times, and she was a former fashion model, yet because of her politics, or rather her husband's politics, they still would not put her on the cover. But now she walked out there with full confidence, like she was ready to take on the world.
Okay, Susan, I have to ask this because I have no idea how this
Military
works.
influence.
This is your world. If let's say I were Melania Trump's assistant and she had proposed this outfit, and I had looked at her and I'd said, Mrs. Trump, some people might think that you look like a cross between Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Carmen Sandiego. Would I have been fired?
No, I mean, obviously, I think she wants honesty, but I did not get that. And I really liked it. I think, Casey makes an excellent point. From even the first administration, how there were a lot of designers that did not want to be worn by Melania as well as other members of the Trump family. We've seen a shift there. And even media finally giving her due. I loved that. The other piece of today, so this is really hitting the pop culture part of the Kendall and Casey show this morning, so I appreciate you all letting me indulge a little bit, but I feel like the pendulum culturally has also shifted from, when you think of progressives, like some of the things, not every liberal that I know dresses like this, but on the whole, I think of like blue hair and, like piercings and tattoos. I know I remember this one photo of former Vice President Kamala Harris's stepdaughter, where she's got this long armpit hair. I mean, like, it is just a very different aesthetic from what you see being ushered in with a lot of class and polish. And I think that speaks to a broader theme that's happening culturally.
This is why, Casey, I have 2 suits and 2 blazers, and I've had them for years. Because every time first of all, I really don't have it. It's the tie. The only thing I have to really worry about is the tie.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, every photo I take, I can brag about. See how I haven't gained any weight over 15 years?
Right. Well, you know what? Actually, you're saying something there, Rob, that a good tailored look never goes out of style.
Oh, it's not good nor tailored. It just happened to fit when I bought it, and I've just maintained the same status quo.
I do want to talk to Susan about one other iconic moment from the actual inauguration. Of course, you touched on Melania and the blue suit and the hat, and then the dress that she wore with that off-white silk crepe and strapless gown, and she looks stunning. But the other moment that I thought was absolutely poignant was Usha Vance wearing that pink jacket, and there she was standing, balancing a baby on one hip, keeping track of 2 other young ones while she was holding a Bible for her husband to take the oath. I mean, talk about a working woman who was juggling a lot and smiling and just looking so proud in the moment as well.
Yeah, Susan, she was just a sandwich away from being the perfect wife for J.D. Vance that day.
She did look beautiful. I loved the light pink. I thought it was very feminine. I felt like there were no real mishaps from as far as the inaugural fashion went. So I gave it a big thumbs up. I watched from start to finish and loved every second.
All right, tell us about your very fabulous website where apparently the vagrants, mental institution escapees, people with serious head injuries, and hostage victims are voting. BelleOfTheMidwest.com, as well as the Belle of the Midwest Facebook page and Instagram.
Yeah, that's where you can go and find me. You can send me a message if you've got thoughts about, some sort of fabulous formal event that we can throw in the future and you want to weigh in with some ideas. I'd love to hear from you. But while you're there, you can check out my blog where we talk about all kinds of different etiquette topics.
Susan Beckwith, find her at Belle of the Midwest, BELLE of the Midwest.com, as well as Facebook page and Instagram. You're the best. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
And you know what I find most interesting about that entire segment, Rob,
What's
is
that?
we were talking about high fashion and you're wearing a free WIBC t-shirt.
That's right, Casey. And I think the next fundraiser they do, and we'll address this with Susan next week, should just be wear what you wear to work each day. It'd be perfect. It'd be great.
Soft pants.
Yes.
It is. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for listening. This has been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Have a great weekend.
Jewelry Gram. It's your friends at Shane Company, here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart. For the one, we'll help you propose with the dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. In stock and ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Or maybe you'll fall in love with the natural, colorful gemstone. At Shane Company, we're known for our sapphires in every color of the rainbow. We have options for every style and budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. Our mother of pearl heart-shaped collection makes a perfect gift that's ready to give. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
As an IT professional who handles e-waste, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, receive 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2V3, RIOS, and NAID certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Businesses receive free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
In almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it is a one and done. Because we don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up. It won't change how IMPD operates.
Hey, you're born here, you're American.
Lafayette police say their special victims unit raided a spa on Wednesday.
We're going to do a good job in California. That is a disaster.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
Clarifying his stance.
You've got a clear radar. 12 degrees, though, in downtown Indy. Today's high, 21. I'm John Herrick.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at noon. When ICE arrests people in cities like Indianapolis with federal warrants, they sometimes ask local police for backup. But IMPD's chief says the department probably won't be involved. Harrison Silcox explains why.
President Trump's recent proposed changes to federal immigration laws through executive orders won't change how IMPD operates. Chief Chris Bailey released a statement Thursday confirming the department has no authority when it comes to those matters and that officers won't ask you about your immigration status during routine investigations. Bailey says the department's priority is to reduce crime and violence in the city, and that's not going to change. He says if you're a victim or need some help, the department is here to help. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Intimidation charges filed against a man from Southport. IMPD says Preston Pickett was threatening to kill illegal immigrants on TikTok, and he was arrested this month. His first court hearing was today. TikTok had reported some of the comments Pickett made, which included, "I will kill many illegals on January 20th, and I will have my kills on the first day Trump takes office." They also think he threatened to shoot up a Florida car wash in March of last year. A federal judge on Thursday temporarily blocked President Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship.
The EO would end the current practice of giving citizenship to a child born in the United States, even if both parents are not citizens. Now, this restraining order sets the administration on a likely path before the Supreme Court, but that could be down the road. House Republicans yesterday introduced a bill to end birthright citizenship as we know it. Even if this became law, that's not enough. Birthright citizenship specifically mentioned in the Constitution's 14th Amendment.
That's Fox's David Spunt. The president's orders say kids born to people living here illegally are not subject to U.S. jurisdiction, and therefore the 14th Amendment doesn't apply.
And these Hoosiers want birthright citizenship to stay.
Hey, you're born here, you're American. You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a shame because that's been a law. You have a baby in the United States, it's a U.S. citizen. You got to stick with that one. The way he deals, he's a dealer. He'll make a deal on that. Yeah.
5 lawsuits have been filed over the executive order.
Pedophiles, gang members, and even a suspected terrorist. ICE has arrested 1,300 people so far, says Trump's border czar, Tom Homan.
No one's off the table. If you're United States illegally, you got a problem. I don't care if a Republican, a Democrat, independent. Why not let law enforcement go into a county jail, taxpayer county jail, to arrest a guy that you locked in a jail cell? So obviously the public safety threat.
Holman speaking with News Nation. The man who police say is a terrorist is from Turkey.
Human trafficking and prostitution. Those are the accusations that led to police in Lafayette and Kokomo raiding 2 massage parlors this week.
Lafayette police say their special victims unit raided a spa on Wednesday. They led a similar raid at another spa in Kokomo with the help of Indiana State Police and several other agencies after they had worked a nearly year-long investigation. Detectives say they recovered 4 women from the 2 businesses. Diang Yu and R.U. Wang have both been arrested and are also charged with tax evasion and other financial crimes. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
President Trump is in North Carolina right now surveying the destruction from September's Hurricane Helene.
We're going to work with probably 3 of the congressmen, Republican congressmen, who've been fantastic, whose areas have been affected, and with Michael Whatley, the governor, probably less FEMA, because FEMA just hasn't done the job.
After inspecting the damage, he's heading to California.
We're going to do a good job in California. That is a disaster like, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like it, frankly. They say the biggest in the history of California.
Los Angeles leaders say fire damage tops $250 billion.
If you toured a property in the last decade, you might not have heard much about the area's crime rate. Sasha Nixon explains why.
Hoosier Senator Jim Banks says this is because of a rule established under President Obama.
The Obama administration declared that it is unlawful discrimination